Welcome to the WINS Life Hacks and Life Coaching channel. I'm your host, Certified Life Coach Casey Turton. Today I want to talk about a common problem that many of us on our journey towards recovery from alcohol deal with, and that is pushback from our friends, family, associates, and fellow workers about our journey to sobriety, particularly when we finally make that choice to come up and say, I quit drinking. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about some techniques that might help you out on your journey, and I know help me out on mine. Let's understand the challenge. Now, for myself, you go through a series of stops and starts with alcohol, and probably you've experienced the same thing. So those people in your immediate circles may be dubious that you really mean what you're saying, and you have to understand it from their perspective, that there may have been occasions when you promised on the Bible that you were going to change. 2 months later, you didn't. So it's easy to understand their skepticism. However, you cannot let their impressions of you control you. This is a non-linear journey, as a lot of therapists will tell you, meaning that there is no direct path to sobriety. There's going to be ups and downs, successes and failures. So be prepared to deal with that skepticism and not get sucked into being defensive about it. You know, the proof is in the pudding, as they say. And so take care of yourself first before you worry about their impressions about you. And over time, everything's going to work out just great. Let's move on to the next one. Let's address the power of communication. And let's role play this. You go to a bar to see your buddies and you're concerned and freaked out about, what am I going to tell them about how I decided to not drink? You know, they're going to push me and pressure me. And that's pretty common for all of us, and it creates a stress anxiety that actually could trigger us to drink and to fool ourselves by saying, I'll just have one or maybe two. And 4 hours later, you're smashing drunk. Okay, understand something. What they think of you does not matter, okay? You can go up to them at the bar, join in, and they'll say, hey, you want a beer? And you can use a variety of ways to address that. The worst thing to do, I think, is to tell not a lie, but a mistruth. This never worked for me, to say, oh, I quit drinking because I have a stomach ache, or I have a headache, or I'm taking special medication. Because what that means is it gives you a back door to continue drinking later. Your friends will say, well, do you feel better? Can you drink now? I think what you have to say is not, I'm quitting drinking. Say, I don't drink anymore. I stopped. S-T-O-P-P-E-D, drinking, okay? And they'll say, why? And you can make it really simple like I did and just say, because I wanted to. And then they'll drill you with, well, why did you want to? And I say, because alcohol's poison and I don't feel like drinking poison anymore. And besides, I'm here for a good time. Let's get started on the fun. And don't get pulled into that conversation where you become defensive, because in 10 minutes, they'll have slammed down a couple shots and forgotten about you anyway, all right? So what they think about your journey to sobriety doesn't mean anything to you. They won't be there for the whole journey. This next section has to do with setting boundaries. Alcohol is notorious for destroying our boundaries, which are created by the values and principles that we establish in our non-alcohol life. So you have to set a boundary that says, there's this invisible wall around me, okay? And inside of that is me, and that's my boundary. And I'm not going to change no matter how much you pressure me. I'm going to become sober. My values and my principles are that sobriety is perfect for me. I'm looking forward to all the benefits of sobriety and living an alcohol-free life, no matter how much you try to get inside my bubble with encouraging me to drink. I'm sure that you've heard the words, it takes work to be sober. And it does. And part of that is not only getting rid of cravings or dealing with them, as I discussed in one of my other videos, but it's also learning about the fact that alcohol is indeed a poison. You are not an alcoholic. You are suffering from alcohol use disorder, a recognized disease. It has a lot of physiological, meaning inside your body, effects on you that prompt you to drink. And a great therapist once said to me, the sole purpose of alcohol is to kill you. That's pretty profound, and think about it. So the more you educate yourself about the effects of alcohol and cravings and sobriety and relapsing, the more you can sit down with those that are close to you at quiet moments and explain to them, this is why I need to stop. Because it's going to damage my liver, damage my kidneys. It's going to affect my behaviors. How much guilt and shame can you accumulate in your life from drinking too much and saying and doing stupid things? That has to come to a stop. Education helps you stop it. Let's talk about who's in control here. You go to a wedding or a party or even a small get-together at somebody's house, you're in control of yourself. You have the power. Don't give the power to those other people to pressure you into drinking. The power starts with you. If you worry about them too much and they get inside your brain about what you're going to say and what you're going to feel, and you're the life of the party, and now you're not going to be the life of the party because you're not drinking, it's just what they call stinking thinking, okay? So we need to understand that the nexus of power resides inside of us. And no matter what they say, we are in control. Now, let's concede that we all have different personalities. Some of us are extroverts like myself, some are introverts, and some have trouble being aggressive with people. And I don't mean being angry. I mean coming out and being forthright about our journey to sobriety. So you need to practice an approach. For example, people ask me, hey, what's new? I'll say, yeah, I gave up drinking. Oh, really? Well, that's great. I'm glad you did. How come you did that? Well, because it's just like damaging my entire body and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the hangovers and this has got to stop. Oh, that's pretty cool. And a lot of people have said this to me. I was thinking about giving up drinking myself. What's the first step I should do? You will be amazed at the number of people that you talk to one-on-one that have a problem. And you'd be surprised. Lawyers, doctors, accountants, factory workers, office, everybody has a problem with alcohol in one way or another. Even casual drinkers slip up and go on binges. Agree? Lastly, let's accent the positive. As you begin your journey, there's some tough times dealing with the cravings and making that final commitment to say, I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to do it for myself, not for my kids, not for my wife, not for my grandma, not for my boss. I'm going to do it for myself. And then you're going to notice subtle changes. After some time, and it's different for everybody, you're going to have clarity of thought. You're going to feel better. You're going to replace that drinking time with more productive things. Could be hobbies, activities, sports, learning how to cook, whatever floats your boat. You're going to fill that time consumed by alcohol with things that are good for you. And eventually, you're going to get to the point, particularly if you journal and keep a record of the changes, you're going to see that you lost weight, feel great, you got a lot of energy. So when people push back at you about, well, why aren't you drinking? It's New Year's Eve. You can say, you know what? Since I quit, I feel tops, man. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Go ahead and enjoy yourself. I know it's New Year's Eve, but I'm here, so let's party. You understand? You don't dive into their defensiveness and say, well, I did it because, maybe I think my wife's mad at me or my husband's upset. That's going down the wrong path. So let's wrap up. I hope that you understand that dealing with your friends and associates is one of the biggest pressures for recovery from alcoholism, or AUD, whichever phrase you want to use. And I hope that some of this helps you to deal with this issue because it's very important. And the last thought I want to put in your mind is maybe you should change your friends. If the only reason that they are your friend is because they're drinking buddies, then you need new friends, and you can seek those out in other social activities and surround yourself with people that are like-minded in terms of alcohol. There are plenty of internet-based groups like Join monument.com. And also there's the traditional AA that you can attend. Whatever floats your boat, as I said earlier. Each person is different, but I hope that you will like and subscribe to this channel because I'm so happy with the channel's growth. I'm so happy and I'm so proud of my subscribers. I'm not asking for money. I'm just asking to subscribe and like so that these types of positive content can grow and be shared and benefit us all. Thanks for watching the WINS Life Hacks and Life Coaching channel. I am your coach, Casey Turton, and see you in the future.